Okay, what is up, my fellow developers? And in this video, we are going to be connecting an HTML form like this to our Node.js project, and we're going to start slowly working on building a blog. So what we'll be able to do is fill out a form where a client can enter their name, the subject of the post, and whatever they want their post to be. And when they submit it, it'll add that to our database. We're not going to work on templates or anything like that. We're just going to work on making sure that we can post stuff and that is properly entered into the database. Okay, so before we get started, you should already know how to make the application file and the server file. I also have a blog modal right here where I have name, subject, and post. I have the controller that you should be able to create. We have our basic post that takes in the request.body and then the basic route. You should know how to do all that. And I'm connected to my local database shell, and I made a new database called blog. All of this you should already know how to do. If you don't, I have videos I will put in the upper right hand corner where you can learn how to do all this, since we just want to focus on how to get the actual data from our HTML inputs and then put them in our database. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do in this video is install body parser, and the way we do that is just npm I body parser like that. We're going to let that install. And now let's add another folder over here to our directory and call it public. In this folder, we're going to have our index.html file. I'm going to use shift and then the exclamation point, press enter. That'll give this little mock-up. Change this to blog. Add an h1 that's going to say create blog post. And right here, we're going to add the form. I'm not going to explain too much of the stuff going on here. I'm going to assume you already know how to do that. And to start, I'm going to say label. It's going to be for, I'm going to say name. Give that a name right there. Put some spaces. Then we're going to have input. That's text. Name is going to be name. Copy and paste. And then we're going to have another label. This will be our subject. Of course, we're going to want another input right here. I'm going to copy and paste this to make it a little quicker and easier on us. And we'll want one more label, and this will be for the post. So say input, copy this, paste, paste, and now we're going to need a button to submit. And pay attention right here where it says type is submit. That will help Node know to send the request. So I'm going to just say create post in here. And for action, since this is just going to be the home page we're putting this on, we're just going to say / and then our method is going to say post in all caps. So save that. Let's come back over here to our app.js, because the app is what listens for the request and retrieves information. And let's import fs equals require fs. And now we're going to add this page right here to our app file. That way we can go to the browser and load it and get that started out. Add it to the page. We're going to need to say f.use express.static. We're going to say _ dir name, because that helps us find this folder. It makes it easier on us. / public. Don't forget your semicolon, and now we're going to say const homepage equals, and then just to kind of help separate this, I'm going to put a comment right here that says HTML files. We're going to say fs.read file sync, because we will not be in the event loop just yet. And again, we're going to use that _ dir name. And we're going to say / public / index.html. And to send this HTML page to the browser, all we have to do right here is say app.get, let it know the URL where that page will load, and that's just going to be the / since it's home page. And next we are going to give it an arrow function with the request and response. And we're going to say res.writeHead. And here we're going to say content type and then text/HTML so the browser knows what it's receiving. And res.status 200.end and then homepage. So let's get our server running if it's not already. Let's say nodemon server, which nodemon is great if you don't have that installed. Okay, so it's showing we don't have any errors. I'm gonna load up our handy dandy page in Chrome now. So we're gonna say 127.0.0.13000. Cool, and we just sent that index file, which is a static file, to the client, which in this case is us, using NodeJS. And now let's get on to the fun part where we fill this out and add it to our database. So something I want to point out real quick is let's come over to our controller and say console.log request.body. This should show us what the client sends in that form since it's calling this post request right here. So do that, save it, let your server restart, come back here, and let's fill this out. We'll say all of this. But we're going to come into a little problem where, one, it's not going to work. You see right here, fail. And I have all of my keys, their values are required. So as you can notice, everything in here, it's missing the post. It's giving me a validation error. It's missing the subject, which you can see right here, how it says Tor must have a subject. And it's missing all that. But we also get just a blank dictionary back. So to actually get the data from that file, we have to use what we installed earlier, which is that body parser. So I'm going to say const body parser equals require body parser. And below the app.use express.json, I'm going to say app.use body parser.url encoded. Let's say extended as false. And then I'm going to say app.use body parser.json. So let's save this, let your server restart real quick. And when we reload this page and type out our information into this form again, we get our status success. But you can also see that right here, when we console.log or request.body, we get this information. And let me pull up my shell real quick, and I will show you that information in our local database. So, mongosh to get to the shell. This database is called blogs, with a capital B. Just for the sake of it, I'm going to say show collections. Oh, nope, it was just blogs. I'm going to say use blog, and then show collections to know that I'm in the right database. We have blog posts. I'm going to say db.blog posts, plural, .find, and it should be the last one that pops up. And it is. We have this jumble of garbage right here. And you can see the other posts I made. So that is how you not only send a static file using Node.js, but that is how you get information from a form that the client fills out using Node.js. And in the next video, we'll be displaying that data. So I hope you enjoyed. I hope you learned something new. Feel free to like and subscribe. And thank you for watching. Have a nice day.